So let's get into some news. The kickback on the fake authorities issuing illegal mandates and laws is now starting to kick in, and the fight back is now starting to take shape. The Georgia Governor Brian Kemp announced on Thursday he is suing Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, who obviously talks out of it, over the city's mask mandate, claiming the measures violates the emergency orders. And this lawsuit is on behalf of the Atlanta business owners and their hard-working employees who are struggling to survive during these difficult times, according to Mr. Kemp. These men and women are doing their very best to put food on the table for their families, while local elected officials shutter businesses and undermine economic growth. Now, the lawsuit marks a stunning escalation in the brewing feud between Kemp and Bottoms after the Atlanta mayor introduced her mandatory mask ordinance. And under the mayor's orders, not wearing a mask within Atlanta's city limits was punishable by a fine and even up to 6 months in jail. I wonder will he do that to Fauci, since he doesn't wear a mask? Or Cuomo. The only one that's wearing a mask is Pelosi. And I don't know whether it's a medical mask or just their ugly face mask. Is there a difference? But the governor's office had argued that Bottom's order was not legally enforceable, pointing to Kemp's executive order limiting local action to being less restrictive than state measures. And under the executive order, the Republican governor extended the state's public emergency and said face coverings are strongly encouraged, but not required. Now, Kemp's executive order voids masks mandates imposed by some local governments as the COVID-19 cases tick up in cities across the state, which is a load of rubbish also. And they claim it's already claimed over 3,000 lives, yes, to flu and other health issues, not COVID, as people in Florida found out when the official figures went down from 90,000 to 11. Oops. But even as Kemp has been resistant to a statewide mask mandate for Georgia, other Republican governors are now requiring face coverings in their states. And Kemp's previous executive orders prohibited local action from being more restrictive than the state's requirements, but Wednesday's order specially mentioned facial covering and mask mandates. Now, what we have to ascertain here is who is actually running the country here. Is it the president and members of Congress or individual state clown-oriented bots? Why are all the different laws for each state largely dependent along party lines? It's utter chaos, and it's actually embarrassing on a massive scale. News from South Africa. This was sent in by one of the members. We are experiencing one of the longest lockdowns with no apparent end in sight. There's now a ban on cigarettes and alcohol coming to a country near you soon, as we reported in the last show. And many ridiculous regulations besides. It's totally Orwellian and malicious. And according to the MSM, 3 million more have lost their jobs in South Africa, and crime is soaring and the people are starving. Smokers like me having to pay exorbitant prices for illegal cigarettes, and everything is getting crazier. Also in Africa, I'm pleased to see that the white farmers of Zimbabwe, who were brutally slaughtered and chased off their farms, are now getting compensation for their losses, as announced this week.